That today we're talking about world building, religion, Mad Max, and why sometimes it's better not to know. The plot. It goeth thusly. Nearly 2 decades after its formation, the Galactic Empire, who are awful, awful people, have built a genocide machine, effectively. It blows up planets. So Princess Leia, rebel bigwig, is on the run with the plans for the device and hopes to contact General Obi-Wan Kenobi, big-time Master Jedi who her dad knew from the Clone Wars, to deliver the plans safely to the rebellion. Leia's ship gets captured by Darth Vader, the scariest faux leather fetishist in the galaxy, but she hides the plans in a droid and sends them off to Obi-Wan. Her planet gets blown up and she is scheduled for execution. The plans fall into the hands of one Luke Skywalker, who subsequently finds Obi-Wan, now Ben, and together with Han Solo and Chewbacca, they go on the Millennium Falcon to the specified place. But unfortunately, the specified place was also the place that just got blown up. They rescue Princess Leia, kind of ineptly, get the plans to the Alliance, Force-sensitive Luke flies in an epic trench run, is saved from Darth Vader at the very last moment by Han, oh my gosh, use the Force, Death Star explodes, hooray, let's all celebrate, end movie. Right? Right. So remember how I said that the dialogue in the prequels was often kind of clunky? Well, that's not exactly a new thing. Nor are acting choices which sometimes make you go, huh? There are just a lot fewer of them. A New Hope, both at the time and even watching it again now with the childhood nostalgia goggles taken off, is one of those films which is surprisingly good. I mean, I watch it and I enjoy it, but it's kind of surprising to me how much I enjoy it because it is, you know, basically a trope-tastic classic hero's journey. But it is an entertaining trope-tastic classic hero's journey, and if it has pretensions to depth, which, you know, it doesn't hang the movie on them. I mean, I like The Matrix, but you can see in the sequels what was present but not yet annoying in the original. Everything is deep and meaningful. Meaningful and deep. We have layers, like an onion. Actually, most of the early drafts of the script of what would become A New Hope after it was Star Wars for a while had Luke as the son of sons, the random dude who would fulfill a prophecy. I'm kind of glad they cut that out. I'm not averse to prophecies necessarily, but nah. Star Wars was essentially a children's film, and so it strives for clarity of intent and plotline while hinting at the rich mythology under the surface. Because, as I've said before, made for children doesn't mean that people of all ages can't enjoy it, and also doesn't mean that it can't have rich, deep world building, or indeed deal with some pretty heavy themes. I mean, from Joseph Campbell to Christianity to Buddhism via Taoism a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is not short on religious or mythological parallels. But it doesn't spend a lot of time dwelling on these world-building details. They're just there in the background informing the characters' actions. The same is true of the mysterious Clone Wars, Obi-Wan's background. Indeed, it's a personal story told in a big world. There's a writer called Holly Lyle, and she teaches novel writing among other things, and one of her tips is world build small. Don't start with the Knights of the 8th Imperium or the Great Cataclysm of Argle Blargle. Start with your characters and how the events going on around them in the world are affecting them. You can know all of the details about the Knights of the 8th Imperium, but you don't have to bring them up right away. Just have your characters know about them too, and let that inform the story. It doesn't matter that much about the Trade Federation or the Empire or whoever. What matters is the Jedi in a room full of poison gas, or Princess Leia hiding in the depths of her ship shooting stormtroopers. When it comes to background information, hinting at or alluding to things in passing is generally better than explaining, I think. Admittedly, I'm quite fond of the throw in everything, including the kitchen sink, but don't really discuss most of it method of world building, but there we go. Because the alternative, although a happy medium is possible, tends to be info dumping, which I feel is best used sparingly. Especially in the case of backstory, sometimes I think our imaginations supply better backstory than any prequel ever could. And that might be something of a contributing factor for some fans' hatred of the prequels. No matter how good they were, even if they were masterpieces of the genre in every possible way, they would never match up to the amazing half-formed stories which we have in our heads. Which is why I greet the news of more movies in the vein of Mad Max Fury Road. Vein. See what I did there? With a little bit of trepidation. I don't really need to know, for example, about the background of the Doof Warrior. It is enough for me to know that he is a dude with a guitar which is also a flamethrower. In fact, in some cases I kind of prefer not to know and just to make it up myself. That's not to say I'm not interested in more world-building details. After all, what was the Star Wars Expanded Universe if not a chance for lots of different people to try out lots of different stories in the Star Wars sandpit? But when it comes to world-building and details and what information you give out and prequels and sequels, it's important to know when to stop. If Lucas had stopped after this film, we'd never have had The Empire Strikes Back, and that would have been very sad for me because it's my favourite. But I could probably have done without The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I'll be honest. And I could definitely have lived without The Matrix Revolutions.